Good morning. It's Wednesday, June 17th. I'm Miriam Bosilevets. A 29-year-old man has been convicted for causing the death of another man while impaired in Inuvik in 2022. On Monday, NWT Supreme Court Chief Justice Shannon Smallwood found Joseph Wright guilty of impaired driving causing death and criminal negligence causing the death of Morgan Sidney. Wright had been driving a truck on the Inuvik-Tuktoyaktuk Highway in October 2022. At one point, Sidney was riding on the hood, fell off, and sustained a fatal head injury. Sidney died of his injuries in an Edmonton hospital 2 days later. Wright is set to be sentenced on the charges in Inuvik on September 8th. The NWT's privacy commissioner says a public body should refer a privacy breach to territorial authorities for prosecution. Cabin Radio's Emily Blake reports.
Commissioner Andrew Fox released his report on the breach last month. It says a former employee of the Cleachaw Community Services Agency shared more than 600 work emails to his private account over 22 months. Several of those emails contain private, personal, or health information. Fox says the employee intentionally and repeatedly breached health information and privacy laws. He says the Cleachaw Community Services Agency should share evidence from its investigation with the territorial prosecutor.
See Cabin Radio's website for more. After a flood warning issued Monday over possible heavy rainfall in the South Nahanni River Basin, community leaders say water levels are being closely monitored, but there's currently no threat to residents. Band manager Soham Shrumani says both the South Nahanni and Liard rivers have been rising in recent days, and inspections of riverbank areas are ongoing every 30 minutes. According to him, the community remains in regular contact with territorial authorities and is keeping residents informed as information becomes available. A disease decimating North American bat populations has reached the Northwest Territories. The territorial government confirmed the news on Tuesday, saying a case of white nose syndrome had been found in a northern Myotis bat in the Fort Smith area during routine monitoring. White nose syndrome is associated with a mass die-off of hibernating bats since it was first reported about 20 years ago. The Department of Environment and Climate Change said it was the northernmost detection of the disease in North America. The GNWT is asking residents to report any dead bats by email for testing and report any unusual bat behavior, such as daytime flying. The GNWT lifted the precautionary boil water advisory for Hay River, Katladeche First Nation, Enterprise, and Kakiza. It was issued on May 24th because of muddy water in the Hay River's drinking water. In a notice yesterday, the GNWT said turbidity levels dropped to acceptable levels. This means residents can drink the water from their taps again. The GNWT is recommending residents and businesses flush their water holding tanks and run faucets and drinking fountains for a minute. And the Governor-General Canadian Leadership Conference sends Canadians from across the country on fact-finding missions for the Governor-General so they can gain a better understanding of the perspectives in Canada. This year's conference took place May 22nd to June 5th, and Carrie Davenport, the Business Development Manager for the Western Arctic Marine Training Center in Hay River, was one of the 6 participants from the NWT. She went to Yukon, where she learned about the importance of collaboration and community engagement.
At the end of the day, it really came down to the dedication that Yukoners have towards their territory and the love that they have for their home. And how can we work with every single partner and find common ground to achieve good.
Now back in Hay River, Davenport said she already sees what she learned during the conference having an impact on her daily life. The conference happens every 3 or 4 years, and those interested can find more information on the Rideau Hall Foundation's website. Your weather forecast for today: Yellowknife 21 and clearing, Inuvik 18 and mainly cloudy, Norman Wells 23 with a chance of showers, Hay River high of 17 and mainly sunny, Fort Smith 20 and mainly sunny, and Fort Simpson 26 today with a chance of showers.